Happy Monday. It's the last Monday of 2024.
Imagine that. What would you want to be doing on the last Monday of 2024? I'm pretty sure no one wants to go to work.
Yeah. This being in office, it's not the one, innit?
Yeah, man.
But Ross, no matter what, it's because we're always on Form to Inform.
Bombarding
You know what I mean?
with no warning.
And guess what? We got some news for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Chandike.
In the headlines, protect children.
New KCCA leaders.
Fly safe, stay safe.
Trump to the rescue. Let's get started.
A 35-year-old maid, Precious Tumuhire, has been arrested for aggravated torture of a 4-year-old baby. Now this baby girl was tortured and this incident was captured on camera, right? There's a video as evidence to show exactly what Tumuhire had done to this child, right? And as a parent, and you come home, you find your kid has been battered, and then you get to also watch it on video. There's so many things that can run through your mind. But as soon as this thing had happened, she fled to Kabale, where they apprehended her and brought her back to face these particular charges. And
it said she was denying.
Yeah, she was
denying. Even though there was video evidence, she was denying it. I just think people who torture children, just child abuse in general, is so evil. Like, why? A child, an innocent child, a 4-year-old. Because remember the story that we did about the friend to a mother feeding the child feces, just so cruel and inhumane. And I hope that justice prevails and she gets the longest sentence possible. It really pays for what she has done, because this is just
yeah, this is something that's really sad, and it leaves the question there for every person that's wanting to be a parent, in the near future. Who do you leave your kids with? Because the UN came up with a report saying that 400 million children under the age of 5 get abused in their own homes.
It's ridiculous. And with this specific case, she was there before the baby was born and for her entire life. So it's not even like, she didn't know the baby. Like, she knew this kid since before they were born. She was with that family. So the fact that she would then turn and what has she been doing to the child that wasn't captured on camera? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's terrible. And people make me sick. So, the KCCA has had a little bit of drama. We saw their ED, former ED, Dorothy Chisaka, be put behind bars, as well as Daniel Okello and David Luyimbazi, after the Chitezi landfill disaster.
Yeah.
It was really sad. We saw the unaliving of over 30 people. So many people were displaced. And obviously, KCCA needed new leaders. And new leaders were appointed. So the new ED is Hajat Sharifa Buzeki, and her deputy is Benin Chigeni. Now, a lot of the people in the public, or observers, shall I say, are coming out and saying, man, is this actually going to change anything? Because the issues within the KCCA are systemic. People are calling for proper structural reform, not just replacing the ones at the top.
Yeah. Were they just appointed, or was it just...
They were appointed last week.
Yeah, so I feel like it's basically like Manchester United. It's very systemic. The problem is bigger than just 1 or 2, 3, or 3 people, right? And it just needs a whole...
I mean, look, we are not in KCCA. We can't say the problem is bigger. We don't know for sure. I mean, it's really just speculation, and it's onlookers and observers who are saying the issues are systemic. But obviously, there's a lot of pressure on these new leaders to change everything. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe they will be able to make the positive change. Hopefully, we won't see the negligence that we saw with the former leaders. And, maybe they will be the change that we wish to see.
Maybe. Just maybe. A series of aviation incidents over the past few days has raised so many concerns. As we have seen in South Korea, the plane in South Korea crashed, right, at Muan Airport, and it failed to take off. So it just went and crashed into body, and we saw 179 fatalities and 2 survivors. And also in Norway, we saw the emergency landing of that KLM plane, that skidded off the road, and we had 5,000 people that were actually survivors on this particular plane, and they were safe, right? Then in Canada, we also saw the airplane had an emergency landing because the tires wouldn't come out, so the gears were stuck, the tire wouldn't come out, there was a malfunction, so there was a crash landing. And we also saw all the passengers on this particular plane landed safely, and there were no fatalities at all.
Yeah, then there was the Azerbaijan airline. They were flying in an area where they weren't quite supposed to, and then this was in Russian territory, and then the Russians, they sent their defense forces, and then they had to crash land in Kazakhstan. And obviously this wasn't good. So the Azerbaijan president demanded an apology and wanted Russia to take responsibility. But then Vladimir Putin issued an apology, but said he would not take responsibility. So
for all those people that are catching flights right now, say a prayer.
Say a prayer for protection, guys, because it's wild out here. You never know when will be your last day on this earth. So let's pray. Be protected. So TikTok's days in the US might be numbered, as we're seeing that the US Supreme Court is trying to pass a law that mandates that TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, which is a Chinese-owned company, completely divest the app due to national security concerns. Now, President Trump has jumped in there and he has said, hold up, wait, they don't love you like I love you. Sorry. He has said that they should put a pause on passing this law until after his inauguration, saying that there might be some room for political resolution.
Yeah.
And obviously TikTok says that if this law is passed, it's going to be an infringement against the First Amendment rights, which is essentially freedom of speech, saying that if it's taken away, it's going to look like an authoritarian regime.
And when things like this are happening, they're always the guys that have the big pockets, the large pockets that are ready to
waiting.
buy.
It's like they're waiting in the wings to
So one of those is Amazon. I think Jeff Bezos was even laughing when this was happening. I was like, ha.
But this is in the event that ByteDance decides to sell TikTok.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we also have Oracle and Walmart coming together to put up a bid and say, hey man,
let's buy this team.
When this thing happens, consider us.
Yeah, if it happens. I mean, we don't know if that's going to happen, but arguments are set to be heard on the 10th of January 2025, and we're going to see what's going to happen to TikTok. It's time for sports
with me and Bashir. Take a look. Yeah, we are back, and this might just be the last sports updates for 2024.
Yeah, we're sealing it up, guys.
Yeah, man, and obviously,
been an amazing run.
Yeah, it's been a mashup. It's been everything and more.
So before even we go into what we have, let me first ask you this: what has been your sporting highlight this year? That one moment you're like, yeah. I don't know what sport you're talking. Football, we're talking. Obviously, football is always your standout sport. Basketball, in Formula One, which one has been? Okay, in football, what has really stood out for you?
Well, I think I have different ones, right? Basketball, the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
South Sudan. Yeah. Because we got to see the magnitude, and the ability of the US team, because the US won gold.
Exactly.
But we also saw what South Sudan did against that US team.
In the test match,
So there was a lot to watch there. South Sudan came through. They did the most. Then Formula One, Lewis Hamilton saying bye to
Mercedes.
To Mercedes, it was one of those ones where you're like, you have that sigh, but then you trust the man because he's going to be driving for Ferrari.
There is actually a famous meme outside there saying, all the Mercedes fans are now looking for
Ferrari shirts.
So they were literally Lewis's fans.
They were not.
Bad.
Like United, some of the fans went with Ronaldo when he went to Real Madrid.
But
especially the fans that got to love the game because of Cristiano Ronaldo, not fans of United before Ronaldo.
That makes sense, because I've seen guys like that who are also big fans of LeBron James. They say anytime LeBron James thinks of leaving Lakers, they move with him.
They move with the team, man. I mean, guys have Miami Heat jerseys. They have all that stuff.
Exactly.
Then for soccer.
Yeah.
A highlight. I might not like this highlight,
Yeah.
but Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or was
I
a
knew that
major
was.
highlight.
I knew that was going to
You
come
know,
up for the football one.
Yeah, because it's like, whoever thought at the beginning of this year, if you told somebody Rodri is going to win the Ballon d'Or, they would laugh at you.
Yeah.
Rodri actually had a bet with some of his team
His
members,
boys, yeah.
saying that if he scores above 10 goals in that particular season,
Yeah.
they're going to be giving him X amount of cash, and they're going to
Yeah.
stop making fun of him, you
True.
know, because he
Mm.
contributes to
Big
that
time.
scope of the game as
Yeah.
well, you know. And he came through. He was the guy in those last games where Man City had to show up and actually win the Premier League,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So he was like their hardest guy on the pitch.
I mean,
No,
he
he
was
was-
so impressive. He was balling out. When you're talking Premier League, you're talking Champions League, you're talking even these other leagues. He
Yeah.
was really the guy for them. He was so instrumental. We see how Man City right now is performing now in his absence. I mean, he was instrumental.
Exactly, man.
You can literally see it right now. When you look at Man City before this game week, they were like seventh. They had dropped like to 7.
Yeah.
But now, but actually, it speaks more volume. Man
It
City
speaks a lot more about Man City and not just Rodri.
Yeah,
because
it
I
speaks
don't
a lot
think
about
it's
Man City.
I don't think it's Rodri.
Because when
per se.
you look at their second top scorer this season, it's Vardy.
yeah,
After Haaland, it's Vardy. Usually, it's that's a defender.
and
can't be the one
Virgil
up
last season had less than like what 5 goals, you know. So it's shocking to see that an attacker like Savinho just scored his first Man City goal
Yeah.
in the previous game.
I think where he was played yesterday worked perfectly for him. He didn't get so many chances to dribble and play around. Every time he gets the ball, he's either passing it or
He's looking to
yeah,
convert,
he's looking
you
to
know.
convert. So I think it's brilliant that they played him in that particular position yesterday. So it worked out well for them. I mean, he scored and came through with an assist. So that really worked out for them.
What
And-
was your highlight of 2024
wow?
in the sporting world?
What was my highlight? We've always been fumbling Arsenal. We bottled. Wait, it was this year. that we
Yeah,
bottled
you
the
bought
Premier League.
a double bottling, you know, consecutively, one after the
that,
other.
That really hurt me, man. I mean, wow. I didn't. I thought last season was the season for us to walk away with the Premier League, but that really pained me. I mean, it's really something I didn't see coming. Okay, it's Arsenal anyway, man. They said watching Arsenal is like what, Netflix. You always wait for the next season. So even this
You
season,
always wait for the next
even,
season.
even this season, we thought it was the season.
Yeah.
It seems we might actually wait for next season, and
I
next season might
s-
not be promising.
This season, if it's Liverpool that wins it, Arsenal fans are going to cry.
I still have a strong feeling Liverpool may not win.
Yeah.
I have a feeling things may switch up a bit in the second leg.
So talking about the team that's gonna possibly the contenders,
Yeah.
right? The top 3.
Actually,
Today-
before we go to the contenders, first tell us how you thought the top 4 would be
At
when
the half
season
of
was
the
just
season.
yeah,
By game week 19, I
Yeah.
thought yeah, Liverpool was gonna be in there.
yeah.
I thought United was gonna be in there.
Oh wow.
I thought Arsenal was gonna be in there, and I thought City was
Yeah.
gonna be in there.
yeah,
If there was another team that I was looking at,
Yeah.
possibly being in that top 4,
yeah,
was Newcastle,
yeah.
right? But I mean, things change, you know.
Mm.
Things change, and Aston Villa that was up there
Yeah.
balling last season, you know, it looks like Nottingham Forest has taken their shine.
I'm telling you.
They took the
I think they're putting
baton.
more effort in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They've been really playing so well in the Champions League. Many
Yeah.
people wouldn't have thought
that they would compete
they would
at that
compete
level.
and even be ahead of Real Madrid in all these games in the Champions League. But I think for me, even when this season started, we spoke about it. I thought that this season would have like a traditional top 4 where there's Manchester United, there's Liverpool, there's Arsenal, or Man City, and then Chelsea.
The
they're
team
like-
I thought was not going to make it yet was Chelsea.
because of
I
how
knew
last
Chelsea
season
would
was.
be 5th.
Yeah, they were so scrappy.
Yeah,
last
I
season.
knew they would be 5th, but not that level of, you know, top 4.
I think it took Enzo Maresca a very short time to get the team in shape. No one would think Chelsea would be on what, top 4, although he still keeps saying we are not afterward.
Yeah,
the
and
trophies.
trophies. But hey, here's what I see.
Yeah,
If Man City came back with the same form it had last season,
yeah,
Arsenal as well,
mm,
teams like Aston Villa,
yeah.
I still don't think Chelsea would have made it to top 4 because a Liverpool has to be in there.
That's true.
And you know, Liverpool has to be in there.
Yeah, Liverpool is always somewhere there. It's always
Yeah.
somewhere. There's
So-
always somewhere there. But have you noticed? There's always that one change in the top four. I think the season before last season there was Newcastle somewhere there.
And
Then Aston Villa
Aston
comes
Villa.
in. Now we are seeing Nottingham Forest.
now everybody is saying Nottingham Forest seems to have a better season than all those others of the previous seasons.
Yeah,
Do you think we can see a change like what Leicester did? Do you think an
Winning the
underdog
league?
can come and win the league? But one thing we know
Salah
about
scoring
Nottingham,
goals,
goals and assists.
goals and assists is really crazy to debate
Massive
right
start, massive start for
Yeah.
all Premier League lovers.
Yeah.
It had been a record of 7 games.
Yeah.
And so many midfielders, including Bruno Fernandes, had made it a thing.
Yeah.
Where they have 7 matches.
Mm.
They have goals and assists
Yeah.
in each. So he has gone past that record,
I think
and he made it 8 games. He has scored and assisted.
I think for Bruno Fernandes, this has been his worst Premier League season ever since he came to Manchester United. 2
Yeah.
red cards. They were
In a
actually supposed
space
to be
of
3.
3. Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about United.
Yeah.
I personally think that Liverpool is taking this one. What do you
Yeah.
think, Bashir?
I still have hope in Chelsea. I have big hope in Chelsea and even Arsenal, my team. I feel like the second round of the Premier League, things will switch up a bit. I hope things switch up a bit for Ancelotti. And
I have a big if.
yeah,
If Van Dijk, Arnold, and Salah stay throughout the transfer window,
yeah.
you're going to see Liverpool holding that trophy. But if they break that connection in any way, shape,
what are
or
the
form,
chances that they are going to be split?
Real Madrid.
Who would they be taking? Arnold.
Yeah, they'll take Arnold. They'll take Van Dijk. They will take.
But
you know?
Madrid is so greedy, so greedy.
Yeah, man, that's basically it. Let us know who you think is going to be holding this Premier League trophy in 2025, because we've just reached the 19th game week, and yeah.
You can as well share with us your sporting highlight this year. I mean, what has stood out for you? What has been that one sporting thing that caught up your mind this year?
On time.
In the comment section.
And that's a wrap, guys.
At the end of the day,
The day has to end.
and we have to say bye bye you.
But never fear, because we'll be back on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Back
Ah.
again.